Bill, good to see you. Would a leaking reactor core, which we may be seeing here, would that be a major escalation of this disaster or just simply another complication?
It's probably a major escalation. Now, if it's not the core that's cracked, it's some plumbing, some pipes that lead into it. Just when you get this kind of radioactivity level going up so fast, it's probably plutonium. Now, this sounds like science fiction, and it kind of is. You transmute uranium into plutonium by giving it a jolt. You change some neutrons into protons, and it becomes fantastically radioactive. And also, Glenn Seaborg himself, a guy who won a Nobel Prize for creating plutonium, told me that it's toxic. It's very poisonous.
Yeah, so what is it about plutonium?
So if this stuff gets in the water...
What's the extra risk about plutonium?
It's just especially active chemically, and it's especially radioactive. So this contamination, these radioactive particles suspended and carried and dissolved in the water could end up, who knows where. They could end up in the water in Tokyo. They could end up on farm fields. They can end up spreading all over the area where workers are trying to cool this thing off.
So is there any turning back here? I mean, can they go about in any way repairing this cracked containment vessel which houses the core?
Boy, I'm open-minded, of course, but I don't think you can repair a cracked vessel. Instead, you have to cement it. Maybe that is a repair. You have to seal it off in a irreversible way. You have to plug it up with concrete, and it's often mixed with a compound of borate. Boron also soaks up neutrons, and so this is what they did at Chernobyl in an extraordinary fashion with helicopters.
So,
but I think everybody here is hoping they can do it. Well, I am. Yeah, everybody remember that at Chernobyl there's an area, if you think of an oval, about 100 miles long and 50 miles wide that you can't live in because this contamination got all over the place, this radioactive material. And so as soon as you get leaks like this, and guys come out of there with apparently radiation sickness, something is cracked open and something is leaking. And everybody knows this, and I understand how much we all need energy.
Yeah.
But this stuff is fantastically dangerous.
Let me get back to those exposed workers. They went through that contaminated water. Apparently they have burns because the water got into their boots and it's burned their ankles and their legs. How will they go about treating these guys?
Well, the first thing, strangely enough, is just wash it off. Just wash the stuff off is a big first step. Then I guess there's some anti-inflammatory and anti-nausea drugs you take to help you get through it. But it sounds, I mean, just sounds really bad to me.
Well, a lot of people...
Another thing, we don't get the whole story, I'm afraid.
A lot of people, certainly across the U.S., are wondering, how far away are these health risks going to be felt away from the plant? How far away do you think? I mean, might the U.S. Be exposed to some of this?
I don't think so, because it has to get in the air, and it has to get to very high altitude. I'm not talking about detectable. We have exquisite instruments for detecting very small amounts of radiation. They're used in all sorts of mining, and they're used in spacecraft and so on. But this hasn't been shot very high in the air, so I don't think the risk to the West Coast is that significant. But everybody, look, I mean, it's great to worry about ourselves in the United States. These people have had their villages wiped away, all their ancestors gone, their family gone. And then on top of that, we have this crazy nuclear disaster.
Right.
And, if it's not going to be this plant this time, it's going to be another.